佩戴口罩，請先除低口罩，然後將氧氣面罩調校到合適嘅位置作靜。Please remain in your seat until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Please double check you have all your belongings and pay attention to the gap between the aircraft door and the air bridge. Thank you so much for flying with HK Express. We can't wait to see you again soon.
全日都成班人出翻嚟。
樣喎，先你都冇見過。好啊，你今
你帮我挑的，我觉得好好看。
然后就站在沙发上面，
嗯，底下
对吗？
对。
也不要上餐厅。
啊，是的。Thank you.
这会就很高。
擺上6個時間，擺上6個鐘時間，擺上6個時間。Jasmine，これは花の香り。なんでこれ5年、10年、18年、29年、50 gram、150 gram。わー。
好求其啦，你意思好求其啦。
不拉碗一些蛋，用肉来买。干，来把面给我干。
Can I get 6 of the eggplants? No?想把这放我包里。
哦，我帮你了。Sập dây đó. Sập dây này. Sang rồi.
なちょっと待って。
就买那个
ちょっと待って。
chicken chicken
拖で。
น้องขวัญนะน้าน้อยน้องขวัญนะ
เ
是蛋子，你什么口味的朋友们在这边等着怎么说哈？你都。沙沙那些不是我们的。
该不会。This is awesome. And this, yeah.
So for the ambush bush we're having for this one is a celery pudding. On the top we're pairing with the cheese and the bujahe, which with the butternut scorpion cocoa and also the black truffle. The last one is the Highland chicken sandwich with the ginger inside.
Because in a one plate, you guys, not just the perfect combination. It's similar like a cookies, so the texture it's crunchy and the last that we have a kinako powder. It's basically soybean.
So we're having the plain stone and the raisin stone. And when we look at the plain, there is a further dessert first. So this one is actually the avocado fries. So there is avocado milk cream with the plate.
Okay. So we'll.
Hello，第一班船坐游艇啦。Hello，坐游艇买一赠一，要不要坐船？你们坐游艇买一赠一。
水里猪猪。
开始。